Hi guys. So it took me a while to think about if I wanted to go ahead and put this out there for people to see, but I figure people need to hear my story so it doesn't happen to them and so that they don't end up going to the same place that I went to when this happened. So in 2011, I was sexually assaulted. I was sexually assaulted by a man named Naveed Saeed. He is a predator. He um he preys on the vulnerable, the weak, and people that come to get help. He does the opposite. He will act like your friend at first. He'll even offer you a job, and he'll even take you out past midnight while everyone's asleep and get you Tim Hortons, cappuccinos, or whatever. I'm talking about Naveed Saeed. He works, he's a CEO, the owner of Quality Behavioral Health in Detroit. There are multiple locations now since I was there in 2011. I hear he owns multiple locations now and a methadone clinic. I don't know. When I first got there, it was my first rehab ever. In 2011, like I said, it was my first rehab. I am clean now. I've been clean for 3 years. But this was my first rehab, and I was not sure what to expect. I thought maybe I'd get counseling. I was hoping to get a lot of counseling because I was depressed, and that's why I was using. And yes, my drug of choice was heroin. When it was heroin. Now it's just fentanyl. It's ridiculous, but I don't care because I'm not doing anything anyway. But at the time, it was heroin, and I was really addicted to it. Bad. It was like my whole life at the time. So a year into my using, I decided it was time to get clean. So I'm all excited. Actually, I wasn't excited. I was nervous to go into rehab, but I was excited to get some counseling, get some help, figure out why I was using in the first place. Well, there was no counseling. None whatsoever. They had a counselor, but she was only there to watch you while you were on a phone call. If you had to call someone, she had to be there watching you. There was no privacy. And that's all she did. I would say like 4 days into my detox, yes, I was feeling really bad. But they were giving me Suboxone, which at the time was like a wonder drug. It does not work on fentanyl, by the way. It only works for real heroin. So at the time, it was working really well. And like 4 or 5 days into my detox, Naveed, the owner, CEO, comes up to me and he asked me if I would like to work for him. And I'm only like 4 or 5 days in, I'm still sick. But he is persistent. he kept coming over to the woman's side because it was co-ed. There was men, not co-ed, I'm sorry. There was men and women, but we were separated. So he always asks the men and the women if they want to work for him. And then he like doesn't pay them. He thinks that them staying there is like for free is good enough, basically. Like he won't pay you, he'll just let you live there for free. And he never exactly told me what he wanted me to do for work, but I was like, sure, yeah, okay, you know, whatever. I didn't really think about it. I thought it was kind of cool that the owner and CEO of this place like had all of his attention on me. I didn't understand it, but he did. He kept seeing me like every day. He'd come over to the woman's side and check up on me. So I thought that was really nice. He always asked like how it was, blah blah blah. He seemed to care. Okay. Well, one day he called me into his office. He gets on my Facebook, starts looking at my pictures. My friend Holly, shout out to Holly. She is a wonderful photographer. She used to take my pictures, like modeling pictures. And he saw those and he's like flirting with me. You know, he's saying he's a photographer and he would love to take pictures of me. I just blew it off. You know, every day goes by. He's still persistent about me working for him. I never gave him an answer. This time I'm starting to get creeped out. And by the way, I had my journal the whole time. I was writing in it every day. So I have my journal with like it's proof of what happened to me while I was there. Yeah, he just kept hitting on me and it kept getting worse. And finally I was getting creeped out. So I just told him, no, I'm not going to work for you. You know, I'm not going to stay longer. I wanted to leave after detox. My dad said I had to stay 30 days or I couldn't come home. So even with me being creeped out, not getting the right vibes, I was not allowed to come home. So I had to deal with the creepy vibes from Naveed. And so what happened next? I met a really nice, she was like a monitor. Hang on, I'm going to pause this real quick. So, sorry about that. I met this girl. She was a client, but Naveed hired her to work as a monitor, like a hall monitor, a guard, or whatever. She had like the whole outfit on. You know, she worked there, but she was a client. We became super close. We even got to be roommates. Which we weren't supposed to be able to do that because she worked there technically, but they allowed it because how close we were. And eventually things got weird. She started offering me Vicodin, and she knew that I was there, clean, taking Suboxone, and she kept offering me Vicodin. And she would even ask for my urine. So if she dropped, she could drop clean because my urine was clean. Yeah, just like little weird things that she started doing. She would act high. She would wake me up in the middle of the night, like she'd start looking for stuff, singing, humming, like just acting like she was high out of her mind. like manic almost. Anyways, this is where it gets interesting. So, like I said, Naveed started taking me out to get coffee when everyone else was asleep. All the girls were sleeping, so it was like midnight. He'd offer me cigarette breaks because we were only allowed to have 2 during the day. He would give me cigarettes, and it all led up to one night. This is where I have a hard time talking about this. Excuse me. Angela and Naveed took me into his conference room when everyone was asleep. Angela got on the table, took off all her clothes except for her thong. She got on the table naked, like I said, with a thong on, and like the doggy style position, and instructed me to do the same. And Naveed was taking pictures with his phone. I didn't get on the table, but he had me drugged up on Seroquel and Klonopin, and it was like probably 1 a.m. I was exhausted and sedated. He took off my top, and he started taking pictures of me. And he touched me. And I don't remember what happened after that. I think I went into shock. I really don't remember much. I just knew I had to get out of there. And Angie, I thought she was my friend. I can't believe she just did that to me. Like, she brought me in there. Like I was a hooker. And after that, I think I told someone what happened, and Angie and I were no longer friends. She moved out of the room, and she was calling me names behind my back, all types of stuff. I was being bullied, and my dad still wouldn't let me come home. He did not believe me at all. No one believed me because I was just a junkie. Why would anyone believe me? So I finally make it out of there. 30 days I did in there. It was worse than jail. I promise you that. It was worse than jail. I overdosed the exact same day I got out because I wanted to die. Now, I can't really remember, honestly, thinking I want to die because of what happened. But why else would I do that much, a 20-pack, when I have been clean for 30 days? I knew it would have killed me. And my dad, sorry, Dad, he brought me back to quality behavioral health that day. Even after everything I told him, he didn't believe me. He brought me back. And they would not let me leave. So I had to act like I had to go to the hospital. And when they took me to the hospital, Angie went with me because she wanted me out. She did not want me running my mouth about what she did to me. So she said, I'll take her to the hospital. I'll take care of her. Because they didn't want me running away. But she did. So she took me to the hospital and made sure I got out of there. I have not seen her since. Until yesterday. I have been looking for her. She was my witness. Because trust me, I've been contacting law firms. First of all, why didn't I do anything about this right after it all happened? Because, like I said, my own dad didn't believe me. I was just a junkie. Who was going to believe me? Well, as the years went on, people did believe me because they had stories too. They knew who Naveed was. They knew about him. They knew what he was up to. And till this very day, he still touches women and assaults them. You can go look on quality behavioral health reviews. Go look yourself and see all those negative reviews. All the positive ones are made up by Naveed himself. Go look. Check it out yourself. I made a police report. And like I said, I found Angie. It took me years, but I just found her yesterday. And guess what? She blocked me immediately. I asked her, did you ever work at Quality Behavioral Health? She blocked me. And I know it's her. It looks just like her. She doesn't want to have anything to do with me because she knows she'll be in trouble. She knows what she did was wrong. She was a witness. So, I don't want anyone going there because if you go there, you're in trouble. If you need to go to rehab, go to Sacred Heart in Memphis, Michigan. Do not go anywhere in Detroit. I mean it. Because you will get assaulted. And no one will believe you. Thank God they do now. But it took how many years? This happened in 2011. And people are finally believing me because other stories have come out about Naveed. I just want everyone to know what he's up to. And I'm not going to keep quiet anymore. I want this to get shared. Please share this. Please. I'm begging you. So everyone can know what a predator he is. He ruined my life. I will never be the same. I cry every day. I can't get over it. And I never will. So please share this. Thank you.